Data abstraction is at the top level. We are going to design abstract class where we will restrict the implementation to follow with the rules provided by your abstract class. So abstract classes are designed at the top level. At the initial stages of your application, we design an abstract class where we will give only the declaration part of your functionality. Means we will design the protocol behavior. What is the behavior of your class? We will design here itself. So how do we design? Means instead of writing the total implementation for your application, we design certain functions. Means we decide the protocol of your each and every function for your application, and we will force the implementation class to implement that. Means here I will say my function is this. Here I will say the function has to be defined. Here I should write an implementation. Here these functions will not have any implementation, right? So usually at the initial stages of our application development, first we will design the abstract classes. In the abstract class, we will provide the behavior of our function, but not the implementation. How it has to behave means what? Simply function name followed by the arguments, what is the return type, okay? That structure only we will decide here. That kind of functions are called as here abstract functions, abstract methods. Clear? So far we are using with a function which everywhere whenever you write a function, you write the function body also in the same place. But now in an abstract function we will not write the body. That is how we are calling it as hiding. Means we will not write the implementation here, we will make the implementation in some other class. So then what is the purpose of these classes? When we design an abstract class, we can have multiple implementation. Clear? If I have a class called here loan with the basic features of loan, now you can implement the same class for multiple types of loan implementations. So how do we achieve these multiple implementations? We will see. So abstract class is a class at the high level, at the high level design of your application. We design the abstract classes by writing the abstract functions. Abstract function is a function without the function body. And every abstract class must and should be implemented. If we are not implementing, there is no use of abstract class. So the abstract classes are like a templates. It's a protocol behavior design of your application, and always abstract classes are at the top level. At the high level we create. Means abstract class will be playing always the role of superclass, and we will have the subclasses for that to implement the logic. Here in the abstract class, in the super class, we are going to hide the implementation. Here we are going to provide the implementation. So that is the reason we will not call like here superclass subclass. Okay, the terminology changes here, called as abstract class and implementation class. Abstract class is a class which gives you a rules to be followed. Implementation class will follow the rules provided by abstract class. So to achieve abstraction, okay, we are also going to use with inheritance. Always remember, okay, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, okay, all these are interdependent. Without inheritance, we cannot achieve abstraction. Following, guys? So abstraction is achieved by means of your inheritance. Definitely abstract class is a top level superclass and your implementation class is subclass of that. But there is a change if you do with a simple inheritance. In a simple inheritance, what do? There is something available in the superclass, we reuse it in a subclass. But in abstraction, it is not like that. Once again, I am explaining you. In abstract class, we just define the functions. We will not write the function body. We will just define the protocol of your functions. And in the implementation class, okay, we will write the body for that function. Here it is called as abstract function. Here it is called as, okay, concrete function. Concrete means a normal function with body. And if a class contains an abstract class, then that class is called as abstract class. If at least one method it has as an abstract, then we call that class as an abstract class. Hope everyone clear with this, and then let us start with a simple example. Guys, always remember the abstract class starts with a keyword called abstract. Guys, always observe here, there is a function called getEMI which is of type abstract. Yesterday I told, right, like we are going to have a keyword called abstract which is an access modifier which gives a special meaning to the function. Observe here, this is a function we are writing with a parameter called double amount, and here there is no parameter we are passing. And these two functions are not having the body, just we give a semicolon. This type of functions are called as abstract methods or abstract functions. If a class contains at least one abstract method, then it is called as abstract class. And this will play always a superclass role, and for which it cannot create with an object, cannot instantiated. Instantiation means object creation. Observe here immediately, you cannot create an object because it is an abstract class. So such things you need to just make a note, especially non-IT people. Okay, so here abstract class, you can't create an object like a normal class. Remember always. So it cannot be created, but what we can do, just we can create a reference. This is called as a reference. Reference means it's a dummy variable, only a name. There is no memory allocated for an abstract class. So always it will play the role of top level class. Now how do we use this abstract class now? Okay, definitely every abstract class needs to be implemented. So loan IMPL is a class name and extends, okay, loan. Now the loan class we are implementing here, but whenever you are implementing, there is a rule, like why we are getting error, you can observe. There is a rule that all abstract methods need to be implemented. Clear? Definitely all these methods need to be implemented here. Implementing means what? You need to write the logic for that. So Let us implement. Now you write a logic for that. Again write a logic for this function. Whenever we write this superclass method like this is nothing but overriding only, right? Also called as implementation. Implementation means it is declared somewhere but writing a logic here. That is called implementation method. Okay? Don't get any confusion. It is nothing but override only. We are overriding the superclass method. Clear guys? Now it is taking some amount and you need to return some amount, right? So return amount by some number. Done. Some implementation is done. We are not bothered about this logic, just as per requirement we'll implement that. But how are we implementing abstraction? You have to observe here. Next is loan type. Here it is a void function, so I can write anything. Done. We have implemented, see there is no error. Let's say I am not implementing one function, it will simply says error. Means in abstraction, remember that the rule is all methods of methods of that abstract class needs to be implemented. Otherwise, don't extend this. If you are extending means you have to implement all the methods. Clear guys? Now I have implemented all the methods, all abstract methods. Next, one more point is abstract class can also have concrete methods. Concrete methods means a simple method. So far what we are practicing. So I am just writing a function called as show, in which just I wanted to say that okay, abstraction demo. It's a simple method, right? So an abstract class can also have this. This is called a simple concrete method. There are many things you have to observe in an abstract class. Abstract class cannot be instantiated. Abstract class must be implemented. All abstract methods need to be overridden. And an abstract class can also contain a concrete method, means a normal function. Clear guys? Now what is the purpose of declaring this type of abstract class? Right? Now tomorrow, can I take one more class called vehicle loan implementation? This is, let us say, housing loan. Okay, I will make it as housing loan. Housing loan IMPL, which is implementing that. And now I can go with vehicle loan also, same class. And here my EMIs get changed with, here I will say vehicle loan. Means what is the benefit of now having this loan class? Loan is a class which is like a frame, and now that frame I am using for my housing loan, I am using for my personal loan, and I am also using for vehicle loan and any other loan, education loan and any other loan. So here it is giving a common behavior of any loan management system. Tomorrow I come for a new kind of general insurance system where I have to apply for a loan. Okay, I don't need to get everything from scratch, as already I have a frame here, just I implement that, that's all. To make your implementation in easy way, provided with all these abstract methods, the data abstraction is helping your application development. And we are giving a restriction on our logics. Means a loan system means what needs to be done, how many logics needs to be provided. We have to provide a loan type, we have to provide a number of EMIs, we have to restrict the interest rates. How many number of logics you want to add, make that many number of abstract methods. Let the people come and implement that methods, right? That is the purpose of abstract class. And how do we use this abstract class then? Coming to the main thing here, called abstract class cannot be instantiated. It is very strict. You cannot create an object. Once again I am showing you, if I try to implement, okay, instantiation, it will not allow you. You cannot create it. Then how do we do this? Let us say now I am going to create an object of housing loan. HL equal to new of housing loan, right? Housing loan IMPL, sorry. So you need to maintain this kind of coding standards, like selecting your class name, function names. At the beginning itself you try to follow the coding standards. Otherwise, for a function name or class name, variable names, don't use XYZ ABC names for function names. And also follow the camel case, starting with small letter. Whenever a new word comes, it should start with a capital letter. Even for functions also, get EMI, don't write the entire get EMI as like this. Okay, maintain the camel case. And class name should start with a capital, method name should start with a small. Now we have created a housing loan IMPL. Similarly, I wanted to use with another object called vehicle IMPL. Right, we have created both the implementations. Now how do we call those methods? HL dot, okay, call your get EMI, pass some loan amount, and you need to display that, right? You just print it. And then if you wanted to call what is the other function, HL dot, you have called disp loan type. And there is one concrete function in the abstract class, right? How do we call this? Only from the subclass you can call it, because we can't create an object. So let us create with HL dot. If required, you can call it. This is how you have to make use of it. Now similarly, the same functionality we can also get it for one more implementation class. So here is implementation is VL, right? Vehicle loan. We are going to call this everywhere with VL. This is how our abstract class loan is provided with multiple implementations, housing loan and vehicle loan, and we are able to use in any other new class which implements your loan. Here observe carefully all of you. I am going to show you a key thing. Let us say I am creating a loan, means abstract class reference, but who knows that when I create like this an object, like this is declared here and we are implementing here and we are calling it from here, if you create like this. So the alternate way for this is, okay, just I say that L equal to means the name of abstract class we are taking and we are equating to subclass. Clear guys? Now I will call with L. This is always possible. Now one more step is the same reference of abstract class I am taking. Now this time I am referring to vehicle class. Clear guys? Now I am calling with this. See here, for looking purpose, L dot get EMI, L dot display loan, L dot show. Here also L dot get EMI, L dot display loan, L dot show. This is once again polymorphism. Abstraction with polymorphism with inheritance. See here, we are able to get something from a loan, housing loan, and also from vehicle loan. We are achieving all together, like polymorphism, abstraction and inheritance. This is how you have to make use of abstraction. Now so far we are discussing with abstract class and its features, how do we implement, how do we declare a superclass with abstract, and then how do we implement with multiple subclasses. And how do we refer to that? By making a reference variable or a dummy variable for an abstract class. And one time we are referring to housing loan, another time we are referring to vehicle loan, so that we are going to achieve polymorphism. So this is how we are practicing with the abstract class. Now let us say, what is the limitation of abstract class? Clear? Let's say for my housing loan, I am getting a loan from this particular loan class. I am getting a loan related features. Now I need a bank related features. I have another abstract class called bank. Clear? Abstract class bank. Clear? Here I have a details called name of the bank, address of the bank. Void abstract void bank details. We have one more abstract class with another feature. There may be multiple bank related features here, okay, but let's do with a single function. For my housing loan implementation class, I need a loan and also I need one more abstract class. Certain features I am getting from loan, some other features I wanted to get it from bank. So I must be able to get like this with the multiple requirements from multiple classes. If I go with like this bank, will it support? No. So as we discussed in the inheritance, Java is restricting multiple inheritance, so at a time we cannot extend multiple classes. This is one of the limitation of abstract classes. Okay, as multiple inheritance is not possible, so multiple abstract classes, okay, cannot be used into implementation class. This is one of the limitation. Second is, if my abstract class is having some concrete method, means I have some function which I have given some common logic for all the implementation classes and I am declaring it. If I declare like this, once again it is not a pure abstraction. So it's not a pure abstraction, right? Means we are not hiding the whole thing. Just we are writing certain implementation with this method, with a concrete method. Because abstract method is allowing concrete methods as well. So it is not a pure abstraction. This is another limitation of abstract classes. So we have to go with a new concept called as, okay, we will discuss in the next topic. Clear guys? So we have seen the features of abstract class and the limitations of abstract class, like it is not allowing you to provide with a multiple inheritance. When multiple features with multiple abstract classes are available, we are not able to access. And second thing is, abstract classes are not pure abstract because it is allowing you to write certain methods with some logic, so which is called as a concrete method, okay, which is not making your abstract classes as a pure abstraction. This is the second limit of abstract classes. And in the abstract classes, one more thing you have to remember, that as abstract class cannot be instantiated, means we cannot create an object. So there is no question of instance variables. Means we cannot make a variable like this, simply string loan type or loan name like this. This is not a clear, it is not a instance variable because there is no object for this, so we cannot create an instance variable. And one more thing is, for an abstract class, okay, this is all you have to try on a trial and error basis. Is there any use of writing a constructor in this, right? So that is what you have to observe. In detail you have to learn about these abstract classes. Try all the possible ways. So far whatever you are learning, test with each and every feature whether it is applicable to abstract class. So that part I am leaving to you to so that you will explore more.